Oh, hey guys, Justice Curry here in the woods. Something on my mind that I want to talk to you guys about is pricing toys, pricing collections, pricing anything, collectibles, and then what that price even means because of all the things that you don't think of behind the scenes that include taxes and fees and some of the pitfalls of selling. I've mentioned on many posts before, if you follow my social media on Facebook. So if you follow my social media on Facebook, awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube, hop over to Facebook because I share 1,000 times more content in there, and my link will be in the description. Anyway, I've mentioned before that I get multiple messages a day, constant, because I put myself out there. I show my collection, other people's collection. I love to talk about toys. It's a fun hobby. But a downside to it is a flood of messages that I get all the time. Now, I'm not saying don't message me. I love talking to people. But if I'm short ever with someone that messages me, it's because I get so many of them a day. And if you have 10 people all wanting 5-minute conversations, I can't keep up with that. I can barely keep up with my personal life, let alone this hobby that I love. But pricing things, oftentimes people reach out to me with a picture of something and they go, how much is it worth? Or here's a giant collection. How much is my collection worth? I'm thinking of selling it. And I constantly have to say, like I'm a broken record, well, I have to look things up too because I don't have this all stored in my brain. Now, when COVID hit in 2020, things doubled in price. Now in 2023, things are starting to decline. There's a fluctuation in the market continually. I can't keep prices stored in my brain. I'll have a fuzzy knowledge of them, but I'm not going to go, okay, yeah, it's worth, $500, but it's really worth $1,000, and then someone's going to take the screenshot of my conversation, post it in the groups, and Justice Curry's ripping me. I'm not getting involved in all that. Plus, it's time. It takes time to do all this. And your most precious commodity in life is time. Because you can always make more money, but you can't get more time. Anyway, what I have to tell people is check eBay sold listings. That's what I have to do. Now, I'll give easy examples. Because you can look on eBay, you type in your object, whether it be a G.I. Joe, He-Man, what have you, narrow it down to search, and you can see all the different prices of the item. Those are current listings. Oftentimes there's many buy it nows where people will put very large numbers on them and just leave them there for months, years, and may never sell. But you have to go to the filter and click sold listings, and then you can itemize and try to find comparable things to the item that you're trying to sell to get an average. Now, it's not an exact science, but you can at least get an average idea of what it's worth, and comparable to the item that you have with condition and all these other factors. But things people don't think about is they'll reach out and go, hey, this item's worth $100. And I go, okay, yeah. Well, do you want to buy it? And I go, well, I don't personally need it. If I'm flipping it, yeah, but I have to be, low enough where I can make some money. Or even when I'm buying it personally, if someone's asking the exact same price that it goes for eBay, and maybe I'm going to meet up with them or something, give them cash, I go, hey, think of these kinds of things. eBay, if you sell something for $100, eBay and PayPal are going to take 15%. So now your $100 turns into $85. Then at the end of the year, people don't think about this, especially with the new tax requirements. Sorry, we had a storm and I'm walking in the woods. Giant tree fell. The taxes are going to take roughly 22% of not your $85, but your $100 and the shipping on top of the $100. Maybe the shipping was $15. So they're taking a freaking 22% of 115 hypothetically. Now you deduct that from the $85 and you're looking at like 60 to 63 bucks in profit. And I'm using terms loosely. You know, I know it's not profit. You got to look at what you paid for it, blah, blah, blah. So your $100 item is technically not worth $100 when you sell it on eBay. You have to take all those things in consideration. So if I'm buying it to resell it, I'm paying 30 to 50% of it because I'm incurring all the risk and the hassles of selling, because there are a lot of pitfalls, which I can talk about later. So please, I use this analogy. I rather teach you how to fish than constantly give you fish. Don't reach out to me to price your items. Look up eBay. Now, but Justice, there's items that aren't on eBay, or I can't get a comparable value, blah, 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 blah. I go, okay. The next best thing to do is find a Facebook group. Now, there are Facebook groups for every single toy line imaginable, especially the big ones, Star Wars, He-Man, G.I. Joes, what have you. You can post. Some groups allow it, some don't. You just find the ones that do, and there's thousands of them. And you post a picture of your item and say, hey, you know, I got this item. There's no comparable values on eBay because it's ultra rare. Anybody know what it last sold for, or can point me in the right direction? And you will get many, many people who have far back memories that can go, oh yeah, 3 years ago that sold for X amount, or yep, it's between this range. And yeah, it might be between a large range because you're going to get other people's opinions. Like, something's only worth the amount of money someone's willing to pay for it. My dad used to say that all the time. Like, it's technically not worth anything unless you can find the right person to buy it. So you might get a wider range of, well, it's worth $700. No, it's worth $1,000. And then, you know, the internet dumpster fire, people arguing about stupid things. Anyway, those are two very, very good options. And now, when people message me daily, I'm going to send them a link to this video. And what kind of sparked this in my mind was a couple days ago, a Facebook memory came up of a conversation that I had with a Facebook friend. And he was one of the umpteen people that reached out to me and said, hey, how much is this worth? And I'm always polite. I politely, even though I sound frustrated in this video, I'm not. I just want to vent. It's better to get it out than keep it in. Anyway, I was short with him, said, hey, you gotta check eBay sold listings. That's what I do. Get a pen and paper, write down everything, blah, blah, blah. So years go by and the guy messages me and says, hey man, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry. I thought at first when you messaged me back that you were being a DICK and, you know, too good, blah, blah, blah. But now that I've started selling and became known in the groups of Facebook as associated with buying and selling toys, I am now getting tons of messages of people trying to ask for price advice. And now I have empathy for you, and I realize my time ain't free and how exhausting that can be. So I just wanted to tell you that. Oh, wow. So I took a screenshot with his permission. I posted it on Facebook. I saw the memory, hence this conversation. So I made that post, but it didn't distract anybody. I still got messages constantly. Yesterday, today, whatever. And then I get comments when I post things like that from just rando people that don't understand. And they go, oh, I would never do that. I would always help out my fellow brother. And I said, you don't understand. Yeah, you think that. But start getting flooded with messages continually. And I'm small. Like, I'm not some big, oh, look at me, I'm big in the toy community. I'm not. I'm just a regular guy that loves sharing my passion. I think of those big name guys that have, you know, umpteen 100,000 subscribers. They can't see, they have to turn off Facebook Messenger. because when they turn it on in the morning, it's 50 messages. And I'll hear people, oh, I message so-and-so, and they're all high and mighty. They don't message me back. I go, because you can't. It's like, oh, I messaged Angelina Jolie and just said she was inspirational, and she never messaged me back. Come on, she gets 10,000 messages a day if she can't keep up with that crap. And so I get just a micro dose of it, lack of a better term. And some of those other guys that I talk to, the big names in the community, like the Pixel Dans, they can't keep up with their messages. They're just too much. Or they'll spend time like every few weeks and just start going through hundreds of messages. I digress. So, pricing things, do it yourself. Figure out a system that works for you. If it's too rare, go to the Facebook groups, ask for other knowledgeable people, and think of that when it comes to maybe selling it. Because I'll often have people, again, try to sell me large collections of hundreds, if not thousands of items, and they go, how much are you going to give this to me? How much are you going to pay me for this? And I learned through trial and error not to price people's collections anymore. Because what'll happen is I'll spend hours, half a day, going through, guesstimating, writing down things, looking up things, trying to get an overall, okay, well, the collection's worth $15,000, so I can give them, $7,000 or whatever, and message them, okay, this is my offer. Okay, and they'll say, let me think about it. So they'll reach out to a bunch of other flippers, resellers, people like me, and go, hey, the highest offer is $7,000. Can you beat it? So I did all the work for them. And then, oh, sorry. And I'll see, a month later, some other guy posting that same lot. Look what I just picked up, and I'll message him. Yeah, I got it for $7,200. I did all your work. So I don't price collections anymore. I make the person that's selling it come up with the number. And then I kind of look at it and do my things behind the scenes and say, all right, I can pay X amount, I can buy it, I can't, whatever. But I have to drop truth bombs continually on people and give that same scenario, like, yeah, your collection's worth $15,000, so now you're gonna spend 6 months selling it individually to get the $15,000, and now you have to pay 15% eBay, 22% taxes. So that ends up turning into, I don't know, $10,000, something, fuzzy math. I go, so I can pay $5,000, because if I do all that work, I gotta double my money. Well, that's not worth it. I go, okay, find someone else. I don't care. So this is a fun hobby. I love it. I freaking love it. It's been good to me. I've met some amazing people. I'm not trying to be, you can still reach out to me. I'll still talk, even if I'm brief. Know why? It's because I'm juggling way too many things. And this walking, this is my happy time. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing it day in and day out, to stay quasi healthy. So there's your fishing lesson for today. Take care. Be kind to one another, especially in this toxic society of I'm right, you're wrong, can't see in the middle, and I'm not going to listen to your opinion. No. Forgive. Because unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. We're all wrong. We all got problems. And you got to be a little more graceful, a little more forgiving. Make this world go round. All right. Love y'all. Bye-bye.